Hello everyone, my name is Sai Kanta and in this video I'll be explaining about my full stack project. I have done academic sphere and the application is for academic management, class management and location based attendance system has been included in it. So the idea behind building it is so we see in our colleges when more than two sections of people are called for an event, so it becomes overhead for the teachers to mark the attendance for the class years in that huge crowd. So what I have done is uh, like implemented a location based attendance system. So the host who is taking the attendance, the class teacher, who so from his location he will be setting the proximity, and who are present in that proximity, then they can only be marking their attendance. If not, that they can't mark their attendance. So I will be sharing you the interface and how it actually looks like. So this is the interface. This is the interface. This is the dashboard, and when I go to the home page, and I can see the classes that are currently I am enrolled in, or I can also create a class from here. So I have the option for creating the class, and I also have the option to join the class. And yeah, this is the thing. We just show you the localhost running application. So these are the classes that have been currently enrolled and created. And see, we can go into the class, and we have the stream, so where the all the announcement can be seen here, and we have the section where we can see all the people that are enrolled in this current classroom, and we have the option for marking the attendance. If you are the host, then you can also create an event and can see the events created by you. So this is the so you can navigate to event and see who are all uh, mark their attendance successfully. So yeah, this is the high level how the application and the motto of this application, and I'll be sharing you the code base now. So I have used Next.js. It's a full stack framework, and I have used PostgreSDB for storing and retrieving purposes, and I have used GraphQL API for communication. No, it In a GraphQL, no, the Hasura, which actually converts your existing database or a schema into a uh, GraphQL, and which is actually fast when you have the complex relations and all. And look, like it manages all the translating your queries into SQL like an object relational model, and it also provides you various options for queries, mutations, subscriptions, actions. That was the mm, pretty much stack I have used. I have used TypeScript for type safety, and I also have used in-house next authentication. And this is the app structure. We have the file based routing, and so these are the pages I have. So this is the component that will be initially rendered, as this is the file that is present in the app folder, and I have the pages directory where all my the specific components that has to be rendered according to the endpoint are uh, settled here. So we have the in-house next authentication. I have used credentials provider, which follows username password type of a strategy, and we have that in the lib section, and this is the file authentication file. So as we can see, we have the next auth, and from the next auth options, we have the credentials provider, and we have used bicrypt for hashing the password, and so like importing the server client, or where we have the communication with the Hasura, the graphical API, and these are the credentials that will be like the endpoint and the admin secret will be fetched from the locally env file. And coming back to the authentication file, so here is the main logic, and we are specifying the which type of provider I'm using. So previously discussed, I have used credentials provider. These are the credentials I'm asking for: name, email, password. And so once there are credentials successfully entered by the user, then first we will be finding if there is any existing email present. If then we will be checking the password, verifying the password. If not, then we will be creating a new user. This is the function invoking the user create user mutation. So this is the graphical operation that query we have: the mutation, accepting email, password, and the name, and we are inserting it. And for finding out the user, and for various other you know for creating the class, and for creating event, and marking their attendance, for fetching the user classes, um, enrolled classes, for creating an event, marking attendance, fetching the events, and to see the who are mark their attendance for the specific event. So this is the graphical operations file. And if there is successful sign in and sign up, then we'll be setting a cookie session where it includes all uh, the details of user ID, email, and name. And so a JW token will be set as a cookie and will be sent to the server for the subsequent request sent by the client for identification purpose. And so this was the authentication file. And coming back to our uh, roads, we have the home. This will be the rendered in the home endpoint. We'll be rendering all the classes that he is enrolled, or the classes that the user has been created. So again, if there is a currently signed in user, then only we will be displaying this specific endpoint. If not, he will be redirected back to the sign in page. And if not, then it will be continuing with fetching the classes. Here I have the server action that is present over in the actions directory. So this function invokes the mutation, the query mutation fetch user classes based upon the user ID. I'm collecting it from this session and sending back to the the component where I'm storing. That is here. And destructure, I have destructured and collected it. and and I have used this spread operator. I decided to keep them in a single array. Then here we'll be rendering based upon the if there are any currently there are classes, then he will be render the classes. If not, then he will be rendered with the message of no classes. And until the classes are being fetched, this suspense fallback will be shown to the user. So this class components accepts this is the so the render classes component, it accepts the classes. This is the children component, and it will iterate over each class, and will be displaying no based upon my UI. So when on click, he will be then navigated to the specific effective ID, and by default he will be shown the stream. I will show you that. uh, that is, so when I go back and in home, so these are the classes that are being rendered. When I click on the class, we will be navigated to the class ID slash stream. This is the stream page, and this is the people, and we have the mark attendance. So these are the so and clicking on that specific class component, he will be related to this specific endpoint. And uh, we have an option for creating the class. uh, so this is a client component, as we have the state variables and on click functionalities and all. We have the form for accepting all the attributes, like event name, the class name, and the subject name. And so if we click on submit, and if there is any like the message successfully created or not, then that will be stored here in this response, and based upon the presence of the response, it will be returned to the user for creating the class. And we have these are the components that I have put up in the components directory. And we have the server actions for creating the class events, and for enrolling into the class using class id, fetching the class details using the again the class id. These are the variables that have been passed to the backend, and fetching them and sending back to the a server component or a client component. And for creating the for joining into a class, again this I've directly put up as a client component instead of writing it in a separate component. If I wanted to be it as a pre-rendered, server-side rendered, then I would have removed this and write it. I would have written all this uh, component in a specific other and imported in it. So yeah, so this is the for joining. And for displaying the class, the stream, for seeing the people that are present enrolled in the class, and for marking the attendance, we have this uh, no so the Next.js provides you from Next.js 14, the file-based routing app directory structure provides you various benefits of writing the layouts to beautify your UI, to actually create an interface. This layout would be very useful. For example, we have the app bar throughout the application, so I can just put up the app bar in the layout instead of writing in the various pages. And passing all the remaining children. So the childrens are like this under the this specific class id. I have included this layout in this specific. So these all file based routes will be having following the same layout. And yeah, again, for example, in the main layout text, I have this app bar. And for when I enter only into the class, then I would be seeing this specific component, this specific component. So this is how we can do that. And we have the for marking attendance, you know if he is host, then of the specific class id, then he will be he will be rendering the host component, where we have the options of creating the know uh, for creating the event. We will be render this specific create event component, where we'll actually take all the uh, attributes, name, location, proximity, stamp. And so it the react they provides you this geolocation navigator, dot geolocation, to get the current location of the user. And yeah, so this is the form. Actually, I need to expand it. Yeah, so this is a user form. And going back, we have again for this rendering all the people that are present. And we have the stream. uh, So just to show all the announcements that are being made, I'm still developing it. Particularly, mainly I have focused on the location based attendance system, and I'm continuously adding the features on top of it. So I just created a dummy user info by saying that you can share here to the class, but I haven't provided the option for creating the no to share the content. I can eventually add it, and this is the overview of my project. And so when the user is not a host, he will be only have the option of seeing the events that are created by the host of this specific class ID, and he will be only mark the attendance if he is in the proximity set by the host. So let me do it. And so let me just create a class. So I will name it as CSCC, and now for DevOps. Okay. I click on submit, and we have got the success message. Go back to the home page. We have the class created. I'm going to copy this specific class code so that I can join in no other. So we have this class code, the Steam, where you can actually we can add the features of. Currently, there are no people enrolled, and we have, since he is host, he will be able to see the option for creating event and see the events. And I will create an sample event. So my longitude and latitude will be collected, and I will set the proximity and some specific date, and I will create the event. So when I go back and see the event section, so I have the event created. I can go on see the people who are actually. I can make it a pretty no, like this is not a better user experience. He is seeing the blank. We can add no, message showing that there are still no attendees, uh, marking their attendance like that. So I have taken the class ID, and just no, I'll just create an new user. New user, new user.com, and I click on sign in. So this is the something I need to do. So so when I click on login, it is taking me back where I have left off. So if you see that the user that has been created newly, he should not be able to see this specific page, and we can do that by implementing a middleware. Uh, we'll do that. So this is the dashboard. Then he can go to the home page. Currently there are no classes. I'll join class. This is the class code, and we have then successfully joined into the specific class. Click on refresh. We can also do that like without refreshing some. Uh, we can do that to trigger the fetch of classes instead of doing a refresh. So I'll go into the class. We can see the people here. So the new user has been enrolled, so his name is being displayed here. This is the user ID, and now I can mark the attendance that if there is a specific event. So I can click on the attend. If I am in the proximity, then I will be get the message of attendance marked as present. Now the host, can actually I can I don't know which I have used. Uh, I forgot. Maybe this is the account where I have created the class. It is DevOps 22. Okay, let me just see. Yeah, this was the one I have created. I'll see. Click on see now. So the new user has been displayed since he was successfully able to mount the attendance. Yeah. So this was the overview of my application, and thank you.